stage.
Hey YouTube, Project Air here. This is going to be a quick video on my 250 quadcopter build, and it'll be that little guy right there. Out of all the designs that I've looked at, I actually like this design quite a bit. It's very durable, and a lot of the workings can be hidden internally, like the ESCs and your power distribution board and whatnot. This particular user, Brendan22, who I believe designed these, actually has a whole line of them. Bigger quads, the 250, the little bit bigger, probably 450, that may be a 500, I'm not sure. And then here he has a tricopter, but it's the Hex Tri. So it has motors on the top and bottom, and that looks like a really cool design. But I have plenty of big quadcopters. I don't need another big one. I don't have a racing 250 or a 250 size quad yet, so that's what I'm gonna go for. And again, Brendan22 has an excellent page here on thingiverse.com for those of you who have 3D printers, and has tons of pictures and even instruction videos on the performance flying them, and also some build videos. So I won't go in too much depth on the build videos. Like I said, this is just going to be just a quick video documentation of my build. And I already have I'd gotten in all the parts, and as you can see, I've started working on them already, and I'll give more details on those as I build it. So until then, bear with me. Let's get started. As you can see, the frame printed out very nicely. There were a few little hairs and stuff. I call them hairs, little plastic strings inside the cavities here, but I have a little utility knife that I kind of scrape them with, and then also, if I can find it, I know it's over here somewhere. Here it is. This actually came with my 3D printer kit when I built it, but it's like a diamond file, and it's easy for me to get in there and file little pieces of plastic really easily, and that comes in really handy when dealing with 3D prints. But as you can see, this is the body. This right here, even though it looks backwards, this right here is the front, and there's a cover that's going to go over here, and then this area is for your battery. Your ESCs will fit here, and they'll slide into these little holes here, which will come out the arms, and those will be hidden by this tray here. They'll snap into place, and then your ESCs will be well hidden and ventilated. So, and then you have your top plate or your top cover, which is this piece here that I printed, and that's just if you want just a basic build. If you want something a little more extravagant, they do have downloads for plates that you can put vibration dampeners on. I found that these were a little bit too big, even though I tried to bore the holes a little bit, they were just too big. I really wanted to use them because it's what I had. I do have these smaller ones that fit perfectly, but I only have 2 of them, so that's kind of a bummer. So if I want to do the isolation pieces, then I will have to definitely purchase some more. These are the isolation pieces that I built. This is the bottom plate, and as you can see, it has these holes on the side that come out at an angle, and then you put your vibration absorber in there, and then you have this upper plate here that's built the opposite way, and it'll just stick on there, and then you'll have this whole platform to mount your camera, Mobius or whatever on, and then that'll be your clean section of your quad. But right now I'm not going to focus on that since I don't have those parts. The arms, I printed blue and red. That way I can have the red in the front and the blue in the back. And as you can see, this will fit the little screws for the motors I got, the 2400 kV. And the motors I'm working with are the RCX motors. Fairly cheap, they run about $10 a piece. And I've heard the pros and cons of these, and there's more pros than there are cons, so I figured I'd take my chances with them, and I like that they're only about 24 millimeters in diameter. So, and then we'll be running those with 5-inch. These are 5-inch gym fan props, and we'll be using the Acro Naze 32 board, which I still need to solder together. So that's the system we're going to be running with. I'll be using these 12 amp Afro ESCs. They're flashed with Simon K. I couldn't really get them in the arms to where I could solder them to the motor, so I did have to extend the motor leads. So and then for power distribution board, I got this nice little power distribution, which is very small in size. Has places for LEDs and whatnot, and even has a couple little toggle switches, which I thought was pretty cool. I don't know if that toggles the LEDs or what. I guess I'll have to give it a test, but once I get it soldered together, I think it'll fit nicely in the little compartment where the ESCs are. So, and then also got these little mounting brackets off eBay. Little standoff looking brackets, and this will hold my Naze 32. I'll probably do some two-sided, tape on the bottom or something. I haven't really decided how I'm going to mount that. I may zip tie it or figure something out. I'm not sure how sensitive the Naze 32 is to vibration, but I will try to dampen it the best I can. And Naze 32 does come with the regular pins or the 90 degree along with the lead, so I'll try to figure out which styles best suits my quadcopter build. And then for the receiver, or the radio receiver, I'm using the Free Sky, and it's the D4R2. And this thing is a little bitty, which is perfect for this build. And it also has telemetry, which is pretty awesome. So, got that recommendation from RC Model Reviews. If you're not subscribed over there, check it out. It's a very great channel. A lot of videos on the technical aspect of quadcopters and multi-rotors, as well as airplanes from time to time. Anyways, so there it is. There's all the parts for the build. I haven't concentrated on the FPV stuff yet. I'm going to put the FPV stuff on here once I get it built and get it somewhat tuned in. And then we'll go ahead and add the FPV gear, which I already have the transmitter ordered. And it's like everything else, it's pretty small, and it should do the trick for some park flying and whatnot. So there it is, and we'll get started on it, and I'll let you know as I build what I'm doing and what I hope the end result will be. So until then, I'll holler at you later. Bye. Keep an eye on this Tropical Storm Bill under Flash Flood Watch and Tornado Watch here pretty soon. So anyways, this is the 3D printed quad. I have it out here. This is going to be the bottom of it. I did get the 12 amp Afro ESCs for it, and I went with this because they're extremely light and small, and seem to work okay. And they've been flashed with Simon K. I did, however, have to extend the wires going to the motors if I want to hide them like I want to. And I'll show you what I mean. This is the bottom of the 3D printed quad, and as you can see, there's little slots here, and these slots come out where the arms are going to go in. And the wires will run through the arms and then come out right there, and then I can solder them onto the motors and then tuck them back in, and then the ESCs will sit here, and then there is a bottom shell, this piece here, that will go over that, which will also be well ventilated so the ESCs don't get too hot. Anyways, so that'll hide the whole speed controller setup and make for a nice clean build. And just get a closer look at the little slots there. Anyways, so I will try to fit these in there and see where we go from there. Okay, I have successfully ran the ESCs through the little tunneling system here, and as you can see, the wires have come out where the motors are going to be, and that allows me to solder the motors and then tuck them back in just by pulling in the slack here. And again, I will end up lining these ESCs as nicely as I can, and then there's a cover here that will cover them up. So that's where we're at right now, and as you can see, the quadcopter has its arms on now. That's going to be the front, and that's going to be the back, and so far it's looking pretty good. The little compartment there again is where the battery's going to be, and I'm going to run 1300 milliamp 3S battery on it. I'd kind of like to run like a 40C with this particular quadcopter, but for some reason a lot of the 40Cs I was trying to look for were on back order, so I went ahead and just got the 35C zippy compacts. So I found a good deal on them, a couple of them on eBay, so that's good. And I'll continue to wire this thing up and go on to the next step. So here I got my order in for the isolation dampeners. I got these from Hobby King, the US warehouse east, and got plenty of them for any future projects or whatnot. But as you can see, they sit quite a bit better. I was a little concerned because I bored out these holes for the big ones, but they seem to fit okay, and if I have an issue with them, I can always just print another plate with the fresh new holes. So anyways, it is coming along. Now what I'll probably be doing is mounting this on the top and then putting this platform on it, and then I'll be able to mount my cameras and receivers and whatnot. I did get the motors in the holes here, and I just need to mount them with the screws that was provided. My only concern at this point is I hope that the props clear. It looks like they will. I just hope that the props will clear the little enclosure here. So we'll see, and hopefully I can get this thing up in the air today.